Hey guys,
Hey,
what's going on?
how you guys doing?
Hope you are well. Hey Facebook, I know you guys have probably been seeing
Hold on.
us getting ready.
Babe,
Yeah,
can you just check? Oh,
yeah, we're on.
good.
We're just waiting. It says we're telling your followers that you've started a live video.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to check if we were going
Hey
live on the
J
right one.
Todd, what's good, bro?
Hey,
Thanks for joining in.
how you guys doing?
Hey Moji. Cool. So
Aw,
whilst
hey,
Siobhan is saying
Carol.
hi, I'm just gonna quickly make sure that.
Hey guys, how you doing? So this is week. Hey, so this is week 7.
7, guys. 7.
Can you imagine? We're gonna try this whole pinning thing because we haven't done it before.
Yeah, we
So
haven't. Meet the family.
Meet the family. Woohoo! Okay. Lord Jesus. It's not pinning. It's not pinning.
Hold on.
Aha. Slide. You swipe.
Can you...
No, that's it. It's done. Yay!
Okay, cool.
Thanks, guys. Woohoo!
Yo, what's good, peeps? What's good?
Not a problem. You catch up when you can.
Nice one, guys.
Okay, so
Cool.
yeah, we're saying hi to everyone who's coming on.
Yeah.
It is so great to see you guys. Hey Tenny,
Yeah.
hey Leah, hey Abby. I'm sure it's for Stace. I'm sure there's a whole heap of people up on here. Hi guys. For those who I didn't get to greet before, I do apologise. Today we have so much to go through. I am
Yes.
excited and I don't want to miss a beat.
Yeah.
So we might be looking down quite often just to
Yeah,
check
we're just
that
checking
we're
that
going through all
Facebook
the
is okay.
all the points because Jesus, there's a lot. So I'm praying that you guys saw the questions for this week,
Yes.
and the questions. It's just so exciting. Miss you guys. Miss you too, Jay. Hey, Stace. So
So my head is like down. Trying to make sure everybody is okay on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, and they can see us okay. Brilliant.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, babe. Go for it.
So the questions for this week.
Yes.
So we've got one question that we're going to start with. The
Yeah.
other question, we're going to move it to the end
Yeah.
because it ties in with what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that some of you will already know what that is. What it's going to tie in with is the... So, okay, the question is, question 1, should dating be exclusive to one person? That's the question we're going to tackle straight away.
Whew.
The next question is, in a relationship, who should take charge spiritually?
Jeez.
That's a juicy one. That
Yummy,
one is
yummy,
going to go to
yummy.
the end of the show. Not the
Yummy,
end, but
yummy,
somewhere in the
yummy.
middle towards the end. Because we have so much to
Yeah.
cover in that bit
Yeah.
that we just thought there's no point
It's
in trying to...
meaty.
It's quite
It's
meaty. I
very
mean, generally,
meaty.
you know us. We go in, we give meaty stuff from the beginning. But, yeah. So, let's go straight in.
Cool. But before we
Oh, yes.
start, for those of you that are joining us for the very first time,
Yes.
my name is Ulrich,
And I'm Siobhan.
and this is the journey
So
so
far.
far. All of this that we're doing, we've been doing it for 7 weeks, guys. This is week 7.
Oh my gosh.
For those of you that know biblical numerology, it means completion,
Completion,
and
perfection.
perfection.
Amen.
And what a topic we have today. We're talking
Yes.
about meet the family.
Yes.
So the journey so far is basically our whole journey from before we met
Yeah.
to when we met,
Yeah.
how we got into dating,
Yeah.
how we got to where we are today. 10 years of marriage. We're
Yeah.
celebrating this
This year.
September.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to come on here and just share our journey with you and all the things that, you know, God has kind of laid on our heart.
Yeah.
The things that we learned along the way. Some things that you're probably going to like, some things you may not like or agree with, and that's fine.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Reach out to us, talk to us.
Let us
We're
know.
happy to kind of debate and discuss. Do you know what I mean? Because the main thing that we want you guys to leave with today is that you've left with something that will change your thinking and push you closer to Christ.
Absolutely.
That's our main goal.
Absolutely.
So that we can have incredible relationships, not just marital relationships, but also relationships with your family, relationships with your colleagues. All of these principles are all going to help.
Everything.
Yeah, children. Yeah, that's so good. Cool. So like Siobhan rightly said at the beginning, we're going to go straight into our first question.
Yep.
And the question is, should dating
be
exclusive to one person? Cheers! As Tyler would say. Cool.
Okay, so I'm handing this one over to you.
You're handing it to me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? She just pinned it on me. Okay, cool. So I have very strong views about this.
Yes.
We were listening to another live not too long ago where this topic was discussed. And I'm so glad that somebody took the courage to ask us the question.
Yes.
So guys, side note, please keep sending in your questions because it is so good, and it's a lot of times it's so in alignment with the stuff that we've already got planned for weeks and weeks ahead. So it's really good. Cool. So should dating be exclusive to one person? My answer, our answer, is exactly yes. I've heard a lot of people basically talking about how dating, that they date multiple people. Now, my issue with that is that we need to go back to foundations, right? And I'm one of those people, I love definitions. Because when you define a word, it tells you the purpose of what that word is supposed to be used for.
Absolutely.
And the definition that we came up with for dating is that dating is finding out whether the person that you are with is suitable for marriage. That's our definition, okay? And we're going to talk about we've got a really incredible topic that we're going to be talking about after this, which is called dating never fails. And the principle is this: because of that definition, dating being finding out, it's information, finding out whether that person is suitable for marriage, it never fails. Why? Because if you're successful and you get married, it didn't fail. If it breaks down and you realize this person's not really for me,
it still didn't fail. That's right.
So exclusivity, I think is very important for us to define this, because I don't think that people should be dating multiple people.
No, absolutely.
And the reason why I believe that is because if the dating relationship is trying to find out whether this person is suitable for marriage, how can you do that with multiple people? How can you give yourself fully to finding out whether somebody is suitable if you are now doing it with 3 or 4 other people? Because I'm going to go deep here. To some extent, it's just like sex. When we have sex outside of the marital confinement, we are giving ourselves, it's called spiritual soul ties. We're giving a part of ourselves to various people, okay? And that's why before we get into marriage, we have to really start praying about these things. Juanita Bynum preached a word years ago called No More Sheets. And one of the things that she was saying was that she had to, pray to kind of call herself back, because she had given so much of herself, her body, her emotions, all of those intimate parts of herself to different guys. There was this kind of process that she had to go through where she had to call all of that back.
Definitely.
And I just think it's kind of similar principle to dating, because you can't give yourself or spread yourself thinly to all of these guys or all of these girls, because my thing is, how then do you make a decision? Do you know what I mean? I feel like if I had like 3 or 4 other women that I was like dating or getting to know, thinking, oh, one of these might be marriage, it would be so confusing, because you've
given a part of you here, given a part of you here,
part of your emotion. You might even connect with like 3 women. What do you do?
True.
If you connect with 3 different women, how do you choose which one is the right source? So my thing is, get to know one person. Do you know what I mean? Be prayerful. Be prayerful about it, and ask God to kind of lead you. Do you know what I mean? And if it doesn't work out, okay, cool. Then take some time, assess the reason why it didn't work out before you move on to the next person. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'd say. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Oryx touched on so many different things, and it just strikes me because we've been watching this show. I don't know if Oryx is even going to be happy with me sharing it. So we've been some really good friends of ours. I don't know if they even want to be named.
Hold tight. No, don't name them.
They said, do you know what, guys? There's a show that you guys would love. So
and I'm sure some of you already watch it as well.
Okay, cool. So we went on Netflix and we started watching this show. And I tell you what, we just loved it, honestly.
Amazing.
Hey, Beatrice. So the show is called Love is Blind.
How many people watch that? How many people? Give me thumbs up if you watch Love is Blind. We might be late to the show, personally.
Personally, we might be very late.
We just doing family, We don't get that much time to watch TV.
But we started watching this show, and the concept is too funny. Okay. So there's a whole heap of people that know the show.
Look at you, and none of you called us to say, "Oh, are you guys 7 weeks in?" None of you have said, "Hey, do you guys watch Love is Blind?" Look at your faces. Can you imagine? All of you. I'm gonna call all of you if I know all of you. I'm gonna call you and just.
That's too funny.
Yeah, go on, man.
Okay, so you're gonna love it if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, Corpons, get in.
You're going to love it. If you haven't seen it already, you are going to love it.
It's really good.
But the concept of it is really, really difficult, and it challenges because there's one guy and he is in his process of finding out, getting to know 2 or 3 different ladies that connect with him.
Yeah.
And the problem is that he now finds himself investing in different places, and now when he wants to reap his return, so now when he wants to actually make a decision,
it's difficult because he's given so much of himself to all of these ladies that he now doesn't actually know. He knows, by the way, he knows who he's supposed to be with, but he's fighting with his wants and his desires and what feels good and what doesn't feel good.
Exactly.
So,
but the point of it is, I think the point of dating someone is to find out if they're suitable for marriage.
Yeah.
However, before you start dating someone, there's a getting to know period. Absolutely. And that's why we always keep talking about the friendship stage, the getting to know period, and the dating.
Come on.
Because in that process, you can now ascertain, okay, I'm gathering all of the information I need to know during the getting to know period to say, this person likes the things that I like, they don't like the things that I don't like, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Should we now move it into the next stage? To start dating, to start getting to know them, like in a more
exclusive,
but also intended. So you're doing things to intentionally find out certain things about if they're suitable for marriage.
I like that because I think a lot of people, they don't actually do that. So, and whenever I hear people talking about getting to know someone, it almost feels like it automatically graduates to dating and away. Whether this person is for marriage. Do you get what I'm saying? And sometimes, especially when you're meeting somebody for the first time, if it's somebody that you've known for a number of years, then that's slightly different because you should generally be able to know whether that person is somebody that you can kind of get with. Do you get what I'm saying? But when it's somebody brand new that you've never met before, I think it's really, really important that you lay a foundation of friendship where it's not a dating relationship. It's more, we're just becoming friends. And what does that look like? Going out with other people. Do you get what I'm saying? Inviting, double dating, or going with people in your social group. More you know what I mean? Can you, one of your friends, because somebody, obviously, it depends on obviously how you met as well.
Yeah.
Because if you met through other friends, then I would suggest obviously trying to connect with those friends in a group or whatever. And, because I think nowadays things are a bit too...
it's like it just progresses. It's because
so quick and there's so much pressure.
Exactly, because we're quite a microwave generation. We know how to have things straight away. Hey, we know how to just go straight in for things, but actually telling ourselves, no, take time.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, just take time. One thing about any relationship is when certain areas, and you know what, with anything in life, when something is rushed.
Yeah.
Hey Vanbra, it's good to see you. When something is rushed, you don't always get the best results. So prime example, crazy example, but if I'm teaching something and I miss a step,
right,
this person has a gap in their knowledge. So it means now when I want them to move on to step 3 or step 4, if they didn't actually complete step 2 and understand it and actually fulfill what is needed in that step, when you get to step 3 and step 4, everything else is more challenging.
Yeah.
So the point is that when you're dating someone, before you get to that dating stage, there is the getting to know stage. That lovely getting to know stage is not to be just overlooked because it's like, oh yeah, it's fine, you can move on.
Yeah.
Let's just go, let's keep it moving because, you know, I'm getting old, my biological clock is ticking. All of those kind of things. You can add more pressure later on. And then it gets into some sticky areas. So what we would definitely say is, if you are dating someone, be exclusive. Be exclusive.
And if you didn't know the definition of dating, now you know.
Yes.
Because dating, I think, is I would say is for mature people.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you are at a stage in your life where you are now intentionally looking for somebody, not just somebody that you can kick it with, but somebody that you are now thinking to yourself, okay, I want to find a life partner.
Yeah.
I want to find somebody who I can marry. Really and truly, that's the only time that we should be getting into dating relationships. Because if you're just dating just for the sake of dating, then
there's a problem.
and there's no purpose. That's why if you guys who watched the first date, when we went on our first date, on my list was marriage. And Siobhan was
freaked out.
She was freaked out. She was scared out of her wit because she was just like, oh my gosh, why are we even talking about no? Because I needed to let her know that my intention for this relationship is that
it's going somewhere.
It's going somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because when you outline that at the very beginning, you're telling people that, look, I'm about this thing. So ladies, if the guy's about this thing, marriage shouldn't scare him.
That's right.
You should be able to talk about
That's
it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if you're coming into a dating relationship, it's that you shouldn't be having sex anyway. And it's not about the hanky-panky. For those of you who didn't watch Boundaries in Dating Part 1 and 2, go back and watch it. Do you know what I mean? Because, we're trying to build something that's strong, something that's going to last. Not something that you get married, you have the Instagram wedding, and then 2 years in, you're just like, well, I don't know about this,
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
It's too late. You've gone too far, really.
Absolutely. So, yes.
So, that was the first question. The second question, we're going to kick it to the back. Not to the back, but later. It's going to move later in the show so that we can discuss it with what we've got planned to talk about today. So, meet the family.
Jeez.
Now, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. This topic was really difficult.
Yeah, it was hard.
Because we had to really remember what took place. So, I'll start with me and what happened when Ulrich met my family. So
it was funny. It was jokes. It wasn't beef.
It was funny. So we started off.
Yeah.
Myself and Ulrich, we were, enjoying our dating, and
How long was it?
I think it was about. No. It was probably like 6-7 weeks in. It was still.
Really?
It was still relatively early. We had not planned to meet the family as yet.
Yeah, we were still just chilling in the car.
Thing.
Yeah.
We were still doing our thing. I think we had been on a really lovely date.
Yeah.
And we were in the car.
I was dropping her off.
He was dropping me home. Mm-hmm. I think we had been out for the day, and I think my mum had said, what time are you getting in? Like, are you going to eat dinner with us, kind of thing? Mm. And I had said, yeah, I'm here, I'm outside, I'm just in the car with Ulrich.
Yeah.
As you do. I mean, you're grown. You're really grown. So Ulrich and I in the car, we're just chilling, we're just chatting, and then all of a sudden...
Listen, it was error, It was your brother. It was her brother. I know it was her brother.
All of a sudden...
Because I'm sure he must have been like, hey, where's Siobhan? And then your mum would have been like, she's outside with what? No, man. Needs to go and see who this brother is that's trying to date my sister.
All of a sudden, we're sitting in the car and we see these two black people walking towards the car.
Right?
Walking in the road.
My heart was beating, bro.
And walking towards us. So I'm just like, okay. And they stop at the car and they can see into the car to see us. So,
but they didn't come up to the car. They were kind of at a distance.
At a distance.
Like to let us know we're here. Come and meet us now to get
out of the car. I'm sorry, it's too funny.
It's jerks, man.
So basically, we get out the car.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, my brother, my brother is like, in all jest, he was like, yeah, because I want to meet this man, innit? Who's this guy, innit? Who's this guy? So Ulrich gets out of the car, and Ulrich is taller than my brother. So Ulrich gets out of the car like...
It was over. No, I'm joking. It was funny.
Good evening. And Errol was like...
Yo.
He looks up to him. And he's like,
oh, God.
Yo, what's happening? I'm Siobhan's big brother. I'm her older brother, Errol. And so it continues. So Ulrich, my mum and Errol, way before we had even intended, they gate crashed they were just like, listen.
Super early, boy.
We're ready to meet him from now.
Right now.
So because of that... he did. My brother's a joker though, so it wasn't like there was no beef or nothing like that. It was all jokes. Yeah, so because of that, Mum said, "Listen, you guys stop doing this meeting in the car. Why don't you just come in and have some dinner? Ulrich, come in, eat some dinner with us. Have you eaten?" And we're like, "No, we haven't eaten as yet." So then, as a result of that, Ulrich comes in to the house.
Jeez.
So there was no forewarning. We didn't get to say...
I was not prepared. Cool. I like to be prepared with these things. Up until this point, everything has been preparation. Calculated moves. And my mother-in-law just came in and said, no. Just mash up the whole run-ins, man.
So then it was just like, okay.
I was like, what do I do?
This is it.
What do I do? Am I dressed appropriately? Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
You were dressed. We were dressed already because we'd been out on a date. So it was nice, but it was out of our hands. We didn't have no... we didn't have no time to kind of like, okay, are we ready for this? Is our relationship like at this stage kind of thing? So anyway.
It's funny, man.
We go in the house and it's almost like they had planned.
Yeah,
they decided this is what they're gonna do. They'd set up the place. They'd, anyway. So we get in there and I'm like, Mum, this is Ulrich. Mum, Dad, this is Ulrich. This is my dad.
And you, guys, you have to understand. So Siobhan doesn't. Well, she knows this now, but I've been raised very well. Okay, my parents instilled some very important manners. Okay. And one of them, and many of you can relate to this, is that when you're greeting somebody who's older than you, you call them auntie or you call them uncle. And I remember that I think I called her like auntie or something. Yeah. Like I didn't, because for us African people, we have a problem with calling adults by their first name. So this is what I'm saying. I wasn't prepared. I just wasn't prepared. So it's like you're trying to say hello auntie and it's just like okay guys, so I don't think we actually said this at the beginning. So I'm from Sierra Leone.
Yes.
So I'm West African. Okay. I was born in Sierra Leone. I came here when I was 9 and the rest is history. Siobhan, her mum is from Montserrat, an island, a Caribbean island, and her dad is full Jamaican. Yeah. Okay, so I'm coming into this house now with the training that I have. See, we're gonna talk about this thing because this mixture of culture is a mad thing because I wasn't prepared for the parents, guys. So I'm all there auntying and uncling, and they're looking at me like, what wrong with you? My name is Hana.
Just call me by my name.
Just call me by my first name. So even that transition for me, it was a problem because I'm looking at potentially my future mother-in-law and I'm calling her by her first name. There's certain aunties in my family that I don't call them by their first name. Do you understand? Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Yeah, but it was too soon to start calling them mum and dad.
Yeah, way too soon. It was like, this was like a couple of...
We weren't even 2 months in. It was still early. So anyway.
Trembling, man.
We, so they set the dinner table, and for Ulrich, he now watches me go into automatic mode. So the table is out. We start getting the placemats. We start getting cups out. We start making drinks. We start getting cutlery. We start getting plates. And Ulrich's kind of like,
So Siobhan has a younger sister.
Yes.
And a younger brother.
Yes.
So, and Errol was
my older brother.
Was he was
there as well.
Was he staying at your house?
No.
Okay, cool. So all of them, four siblings.
Four siblings.
So I'm coming into the house.
3 siblings. There's 4 of us all together.
Yeah, 4 of us all. So I'm coming into the house with the whole family.
Yeah.
Around me, unprepared.
Yeah.
Being told you can eat dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the dinner starts being.
I'm saying all of that so that you can feel my pain and the pressure.
So the dinner's laid out. You know, it's a Sunday, or must have been a Sunday. So there's rice and peas, there's chicken, there's fish, there's, you know, the greens, there's the full whack. My mum didn't prepare like a special dinner. She didn't expect him, but she had prepared a Sunday dinner. What Ulrich kind of was taken aback by was the fact that we all went into go mode. Yeah. It's dinner time, there's things to be done. So, like, if my dad is not choosing the music that we're going to listen to whilst we're eating dinner, my sister is getting the food or the dinner, like making the gravy, someone's doing the salad. There's all of that going on, hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
But I think for Ulrich, it showed him what my family setup was.
Yeah, I think at that moment, I think I fell in love with her even more, because I came from Sierra Leone. My dad stayed in Sierra Leone. My mum came here. Sisters came here for a little bit. Other sisters went to the States. So our family is quite disjointed.
Yeah. So
growing up, especially as a teenager, I never really saw the family unit in operation. And one of my prayers, you know, before I met Siobhan, was that I really wanted to marry into a family orientated family.
Yeah.
So that, you know, that kind of setup was really there and it was really strong. So when I came into this unexpected situation on this Sunday evening, to my surprise, you know, I just saw a family that was together and it was beautiful. And I was just like, wow, this is so cool. Do you know what I mean? Because I was just like, I don't want to, you know, grow my own family without having experienced a family in operation.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And a family unit that are together in one house.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool, man. That really hit me, man.
It was a lovely, I mean, he didn't say anything at the time, but he was taking that all in. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, cool, how's this going to go down? Let's just get through dinner and, you know, just kind of like, there might be curveballs. We don't know what's going on. Jeez. So anyway, it's a lovely dinner. My dad is cool. He's talking, you know, what do you do? Like, there's no pressure. There's no. It was really, really light-hearted, really easygoing.
Yeah.
Which was great. Unbeknown to me, at the dinner table, Ulrich is sitting and my younger brother is sitting on the end. So my dad's at the head of the table, my younger brother's at the bottom of the table, and we are like in the middle.
Yeah.
Ulrich and I are sitting next to each other.
8 years old.
Yeah, he was young. He was young at the time. So Ulrich is sitting down and my sister's sitting opposite Ulrich. I'm sitting next to him, my brother's sitting on the end. Unbeknown to me, they're eating dinner and Ulrich drinks my younger brother's drink. How he managed to do this?
I didn't know.
So he's got his
identical
drink
glasses
on the left or on the right, and he drinks.
I don't even think it was there. I think they were both like kind of midway-ish, because you know, like when you guys put all the glasses out, they're like in the middle kind of thing. So I don't think I moved mine, and there were just these 2 drinks that were poured out, and I just reached. I just draw for it.
Ulrich manages to drink Tarek's drink.
Mad.
Not all of it, just a sip of it.
Just a sip, just like, yo. And then he just turns around to me and he just goes, Hey, what's going on?
But Tariq, he's a young kid at the time, so
he's 8 years old.
He can't be like, he can't make a scene. He's just looking at this guy like, who is this guy drinking my drink?
Quick time, boy. Quick time. I just swapped them drinks, boy.
Just swapped over his drink and gave Tariq his drink. So Tariq starts drinking Ulrich's drink.
You know them ones it's like, shh, don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing.
Just take this
Just
one.
take this one. So Tariq drinks half of his drink, and then Tariq, being cheeky, gives it back to Ulrich.
Hold on. I wanted to just...
Half full. So he's like, yeah, cool. Now we're even. But I didn't know any of this was going on.
Yeah.
I'm sitting down eating my dinner, just praying underneath my breath, hoping that everything's fine. This is what's going on right next to me. My sister is watching all of this going on and she's just cracking up. But she stayed silent because we're still having some light-hearted conversation where mum is asking questions and my dad is talking and all of that kind of stuff. So
where you from?
All of that, but it was easy. It was easy going. But that has always stood out to us as something that we will never forget with meeting the parents.
Definitely not, man.
With him meeting my family.
Absolutely.
And just the crazy things and the way how that kind of handled it allowed Ulrich and Tariq to form their own bond. And so when they saw each other the next time, it was like, he's cool. It was just funny. So, guys, don't be afraid of the embarrassing moments and things like that because they come.
It's all part of it.
It is part of it. I mean, oh gosh, I don't want to tell you some of the embarrassing moments we've had because really,
Lord Jesus,
them first impressions.
I'm telling you.
I tell you. I mean,
it's important, but yeah.
So, the first time that I met Ulrich's mum,
was just
on a different level. So, because Ulrich was kind of forced in at the deep end to meet my family, it was kind of like, okay, cool.
Might as well just do this.
Meet his mum because his siblings they weren't in the country. His dad's not in the country, so it's not going to be as big. Come down and meet Ulrich's mum. Come around for dinner. So it was like, okay, cool. So I am preparing myself to go to Sierra Leonean home. I'm just like, Lord, it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. I know I can't take too much spice, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna do this. Pepper soup, come on, let's go. Jollof rice, come on, let's go. I was excited. I tell you, no word of a lie. I was excited to get in that house and taste that food. I was like, yes, we're gonna have some real AF food. I have some real AF.
You should have told me that that's what you were expecting.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
I would have told her.
You told me to come to your house. Your mom's cooking us dinner. I'm excited. I'm going to Sierra Leonean house. I've never been to a Sierra Leonean home, so I'm excited.
Boy, should have made your request known.
Guys,
should have made your request known.
We had spaghetti bolognese. It was spaghetti bolognese, guys. Spaghetti bolognese. I was like,
listen, yeah.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I could have made that for myself at home. I thought I was gonna get some real
J Rice, the original J Rice.
Yes. We're not gonna get into that beef, but really, guys, honestly, I was like, what happened? What happened? What happened?
You got mugged, mate.
I didn't manage my expectations at all. I can be honest with you guys. I really didn't.
Yeah.
However,
see how I was unprepared.
Yeah, he was unprepared. I walked in and I was kind of like,
Say what now?
And it was no disrespect. There was no disrespect. The food was lovely. It was lovely. There was no complaint. I didn't manage my expectation. But, and I have to be so completely honest with you guys, as I review that experience, I have to say, do you know what, God, thank you. Because that was a wide open window as to the way that Ulrich and his mum are.
Yeah. With
regards to the fact that, yes, they're from Sierra Leone, but it's not a pressure to always eat African food. It's not a pressure to only wear African attire. It wasn't shouting loud, oh, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with people who do only eat African food and only wear African attire.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you express yourself. But I know that it was a weight off my shoulders when we started talking about building a home together, when we started saying, okay, so will you expect your children to speak Creole? Will you expect me to cook the African dishes? Where are we at? You know, like when we actually started talking about raising a family together and building a home, it was a lot more relaxed than I thought it was going to be. Because obviously it's a different culture. So you're thinking, right, I have to learn a language. I have to learn how to cook the foods. I have to learn the customs. You know, just so much. So the lovely thing about it was that because it was quite easygoing, we were able to make our own traditions. We were able to form our own things. I remember when we were getting married and like growing up, Sunday dinner was rice and peas, chicken and so on and so on. You guys still there? But I know that we said, you know, on a Sunday, it doesn't have to always be rice and peas and chicken. There's no pressure. We can actually set our own traditions. We can set our own way of doing things. And that was, it really was liberating because it meant that we're not perpetuating what we've seen.
Or what we know.
And what we know, we're starting afresh. And we're not saying it's wrong because most of the Sunday dinners, we do have some lovely jollof rice or rice and peas. And we do go out, we mix it up. But there wasn't a pressure to say, listen, on my table, there must be because this is.
And I think it's important to do that as well, especially when it's like mixed families or mixed cultures rather, because I think for it to be completely one-sided doesn't really allow you to kind of experience both elements, because each culture brings its own uniqueness, it brings its own flavor. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think it's important for, even when you start thinking about children, that they experience both of those elements. Do you know what I mean? And I think for us, you're absolutely right. I think it's like, do you know what I mean? We were just kind of like, look, we want to create our own culture. And be it that it was, we wanted to have a godly culture in our family. You know, this was just our commitment. This is what we wanted to do. So I definitely made sure that my culture wasn't something that I enforced or anything. I mean, Sierra Leoneans, we do have our culture and it's quite strong, but it's nothing like other cultures, for example, in Africa and stuff like that. So it was a little bit more chilled, a little bit more laid back. So, and obviously I hadn't been there for a long time anyway, because I came when I was 9. So all of that was all difficult anyway. So good.
So really what we wanted to highlight is that when you're looking for a spouse, when you're looking at relationships, when you're looking at marriage, when you're looking at different cultures coming together, yes, you need an openness, you need to have an open mind as to how to develop that relationship. But one of the main things that Ulrich and I made sure that we spent a long time preparing ourselves for is that when I get married, I am bringing with me my family and I am marrying into his family and vice versa. And what we really wanted to just speak to you guys about for the next few minutes is just saying to you guys what we did to prepare ourselves for our families to be married, basically.
I mean, to be honest, it's quite straightforward. I mean, like you've already kind of said it. I think prayer was definitely at the foundation. When we were sharing the boundaries last week, I think we shared that each year we kind of had like a prayer list of things that we prayed through, specific things. And I know that because of the family that I was coming from, or rather the way that my family unit was, I know that I wanted to experience the closeness in terms of physical, being physically present. So that for us was one thing that we said, look, we need to pray that our because my family are overseas, it was so important that we prayed that our families come together.
Yeah.
Because we knew, especially when we were coming towards like courting and getting married, we were just intensifying those prayers because it was so important that we needed our families to kind of get along.
Yes.
So that for me and for us, it had to be something that had to be at the foundation.
Yeah.
And I think because we prayed over that for such a long time, because that was consistently there in all our prayers. The time.
Yeah.
I think when it came to the wedding, things were a lot more smoother.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we did meet and greets and all that kind of stuff, which was great as well.
Lovely.
But it was just smooth.
Yeah.
It was. And we understand, obviously, that some people, it hasn't been smooth.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? And some cultures are a little bit more intense than others. But I think putting that prayer at the center, especially for those of you who might be thinking about dating, or even if you're married and there's still friction, praying about it is very, very, very important. Because when you have that foundation of prayer, it's like you can rest easy. Because even if things kick off,
absolutely.
Because even with that, you know, we both like even the family beefs and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? When it got heated, it was just like there was peace in ours because we knew, irrespective of what was happening, things were gonna get better.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because we had prayed about it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think just to be encouraged, guys, that it's not to say that it's impossible, but it is achievable. And if you haven't, so for those who are married, you're praying basically that things can come together more. But for those who are not married and you're looking at like things to consider, when you're looking at relationships, when you're looking at marriage, it's not just about the lovey-dovey, the romance and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Be prayerful that your families will get along, that your mothers will love each other, will be friends, your fathers will be friends. That, I mean, just actually have relationships. I'll never forget, before or just after Ulrich and I got married, my auntie, she's passed now, but my auntie that we love dearly, she met up with Ulrich's mum, and they would actually just go and spend time together. They would go around to each other's house and just hang out, and that for us was like, this is crazy. But it was it was the evidence of our prayer that we had prayed for years beforehand, that our families would get along.
Yeah.
Right about now, any time it's Ulrich's dad that's travelling to come to the UK, best believe he's bringing something for my parents, and best believe before he's leaving, my parents are sending him home with stuff. Like, there is such a beautiful unity, and it's not even just Ulrich's dad, it's Ulrich's mum as well. It's just such a unity that we have, that without us they can still communicate. They have each other's numbers, they call each other. There is that ability to have that, and that needs to take place. I remember Matthias once said, "Grandma, do you know my other grandma?" And she said, "Yeah, she's my good friend. She's one of my best friends." She's like, "How do you know my grandma?" It's supposed to be that way. I think for so long we've seen the disjoint that we think maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, but it's not. It doesn't have to be that way. And actually, you can pray that into being. It doesn't have to be an in-law beef that we always keep seeing on television.
Yeah, and I think also as well, I think there's also steps that you can do to develop those relationships. Because I think obviously we know loads of people where they don't have the privilege of having in-laws like that, or even being relationships where the families are getting on, because some people are going through some tough times with like family and stuff.
True.
But I think it's also about what you do as an individual, because I think we also have to make the effort as well, you know, to either contact those in-laws, contact those parents, and so that they can get, because you're not just dating the person, you're dating their family.
Absolutely. If
you're in a dating relationship with someone, you're dating their family, not just the person.
That's good.
One thing that, you know, Siobhan always says when we talk about relationships is that when you come together in a marriage, if she's 25 years old, I'm 25 years old, when we come into the house, that's 50 years in one household.
Yeah.
That's 50 years, 25 years of her doing how she's done it with her family. And that's 25 years of you doing it, how you do it with your family. So it's not just the marriage of the two of us, but it's the marriage of our families.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And if they are families, yes, there's gonna be friction. I understand that. But just like with any relationship that you're trying to develop, just do little small things to just kind of show that, even if it's a text or just a message and all of that kind of stuff. Like I'm really bad. I must put my hands up, and my family would probably say, with the whole communicating thing, because I think for me, growing up, I struggled with relationships that were not present.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, as you guys know, my families were all kind of disjointed, so I grew up that way, not seeing my family around. So the communication thing was always a struggle, and even till today, it's still a struggle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You
But
actively work on it though.
But you have to work on it. You have to try. You need to, try to call or try to, message, and and it builds from there.
Yeah. But so the question that was asked.
Yes. Question
number 2 was, who takes charge of the spiritual relationship? So who is spiritually in charge of leading?
So in a relationship,
yes,
who should take charge spiritually?
That's the question.
Jeez.
Okay.
Well,
when we were preparing to answer this, we went back and forth and back and forth. Aaliyah, back.
Hey.
So
behave yourself.
Sorry.
We're on TV.
So basically, in a nutshell, we would like to debunk the myth of in charge and leadership.
Come on.
Because when we start saying who's in charge of the spiritual like relationship, it almost seems like all of the control or all of the decisions has to come down to this one person.
Yeah.
And we disagree with that.
Yeah.
But we do agree that there is a final decision maker.
Yeah.
So the course of the relationship can take different forms, but at the end of the day, the buck will stop with one person. And that one person is the husband.
100%.
It is the man. The man in the relationship is the final decision maker. He makes the final call. However, to make things, and this is something that we did and we found it really, really helpful, what we would honestly and always advocate is make it easy enough for the two of you not to feel like this is your responsibility.
Yeah.
You need to do this.
Yeah.
Because the minute you get into that, people get their back up and it gets quite defensive.
It's not even responsibility, babe. This is your role.
Yeah.
Because the issue with marriages or relationships as a whole is when you begin to say this is your role. Because historically, the man is supposed to be the highest earner. The man is supposed to be the one that goes out. The woman is supposed to be the homemaker. Yeah. Looking after the kids, looking after the house. And we all know that obviously in today's world, those things have shifted where women are the highest earners in their families. There was a season where Siobhan was earning a whole lot more than I was earning. Do you know what I mean? So, but I think what we need to kind of clear up is making sure, like Siobhan rightly said, it's about understanding the responsibility, the spiritual leadership of the home. So our answer to this is, in a relationship, who should take charge spiritually? It's not really about taking charge.
No.
It's about who is the spiritual leader of the family, and that responsibility is the man's. Yeah. So, and I think for the men out there who kind of feel, well, no, she can do it. You know what I mean? She knows more Bible than me. No. I think what needs to happen is there needs to be that's our responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not just our role, but it's our responsibility to lead the home. Because at the end of the day, when issues begin to start happening within the home, we have to be able to say, okay, cool, this is how we're going, or this is where we're going, and this is how we need to make this thing happen. We need to pray about this, because I sense that, this area here, we need to pray, and moving on from there. I always say, when we were talking about like the captain and all of that kind of stuff, and the submission thing, the husband is the captain of the team, so it's his responsibility to hear from the manager, who is God. God is the one that tells the captain, or tells the husband, this is what I want you to do. This is the game that I want us to play. Do you know what I mean? And then the captain now instructs the players to say, let's do this. Now, on the field, you have different people who govern different areas of the pitch. You have the centre forwards, you have the midfielders, you have the defenders, and you have the goalkeeper. So everybody has their responsibility and they have their position. So the even if the woman is more spiritual, that's fine. There's actually nothing wrong with that. But it's also between the two of you understanding that, okay, babe, you would say to me, babe, where are we going? What do we do about this? And I would say, you know what? I think this is what we need to do. So ladies, if you're the more spiritual one, then you need to be like, okay, cool. So if this is what my husband has said, then now we need to now enforce the prayer. So she might say, you know what, hon, let's wake up every Tuesday morning and let's pray together because because of what you said, I think we really need to pray about this, and we should also do this as well. So it's teamwork. It's
absolutely.
Teamwork, but that responsibility, it's ours, guys. Do you know what I mean? We have to be able to say yay or nay.
And I think, sorry to come in there, but just to go off the back of that, understanding that it doesn't have to be an argument.
No.
Because for us, what we shared before was that we knew every Tuesday we were waking up to pray. From the time that you have instilled in your relationship a day to pray or a time to pray or something that works for your schedule, then from that you can take it in turns. Okay, fine, one of you will lead prayer, one of you will lead worship, one of you will share what the scripture is, another person, it doesn't have to be, okay, well, it's the man's responsibility, so they have to be the instigator all the time. Nah, that's not it at all. And it gets tiring, and it's difficult for you to now be the spiritual carrier of the relationship. That's not your portion. It's supposed to be that the two of you are strong in the Lord, that you can pray for each other
and carry each other
in the spirit.
Because sometimes that you're not, as the guy, you're not always going to feel up to it. And there's times where I've been low, depression, fully
low, and there's times exactly the vice versa of that, where you physically can't bring yourself to pray for anybody,
and you need to pick each other up.
Exactly. And like, we say all of that to say that that's why it's so important, and this is a touchy subject, but it's so important to be equally yoked. Because when you meet somebody and you start getting into a relationship with them, and this is why you go through the whole dating and getting to know and so on and so on, because you have to be able to say to yourself, in the spirit, can this person carry me? In the spirit, can I carry this person? In the spirit, especially as a woman, if you're going to date a guy or court a guy and he doesn't know the Lord, then he is in charge of making spiritual decisions over your home. So now if he says, right, he wants to go one way to church and you want to go a next way to church,
yikes,
you got a division. And the Bible talks about having a home that's not divided.
That's right.
The Bible, it talks about the two of you actually being involved with each other, and how can two walk lest they agree? There has to be agreement. Now, I know there are loads of stories where you can see a family that works, where they go to separate churches,
and we know some, we do know some,
and
it works.
The guy is not saved and the woman is saved, and it seems like everything's working.
And Paul does talk about that. He gives an exception, not a rule. Exactly. He says, I say, not the Lord say. That if your husband is basically saved and the wife isn't saved, that the wife that isn't saved is sanctified by the husband who is saved. So there are exceptions in there, but that is not the rule.
Exactly.
Because that was Paul saying it, not God. So I'm going to just leave that there. Let that simmer. And equally yoked doesn't also mean, or doesn't only mean yoked in terms of one person being a believer or not. You can be unequally yoked and both still be Christians.
Because you're at different stages in your walk. It doesn't mean that just because you're a Christian, it's a Christian and then everything's the same. No, actually, some people they've been walking with the Lord for 17 years, but actually they're still on milk. They're still on the basics of understanding their walk with Christ. Whereas you get other people who have walked in the depths of their relationship with Christ, and actually they are much deeper. But the point of it all is that the spiritual leadership of a family will ultimately still come down to the husband, the man.
So ladies, when you are dating a guy,
yes,
make sure that your eyes
are open.
Because at the end of the day, ultimately, he may be sweet, he may wine and dine you, he may have everything that you've ever wanted, but at the end of the day, those principles, those heart issues, principles. Because my thing is, just think about your children. Think about your children. If you had children and you wanted this guy to be your husband to raise those children, how would he raise those children? What about his attitude? What about his mannerism? What about everything that he's given to you at this point in the relationship? How does that translate if you guys had children? We're going to leave you guys on that point. Let you guys think about that. But guys, thanks again for tuning in. Like I always say, we love the fact that you guys have kind of just tuned in this Tuesday evening to listen to us talk. Because you could have been watching a Netflix show. Could have been watching
Amazon Prime.
And you could have been watching Disney for those of you that got Disney. But yes, truly guys, it's been an honor. We have a bit of a surprise. I don't know what you guys are doing on Thursday evening, but we have been invited to go live with the sit down. So it's with our brother Icy. For those of you that don't know him, he's like a rapper. He's been rapping for as long as we can remember.
Ages.
He's amazing, and he's got really this show called The Sit Down, and we've been invited to basically go on his 21 questions. So he's going to be asking us 21 random questions. So we're not prepared for it. So we're literally freestyling. Siobhan is freaking out about it, but I'm like, cool, come, bro. Do you know what I mean? And we only get one pass card.
Oh, Jesus.
One pass card, right? So it's going to be fun.
It will be.
So if you guys are available on Thursday, it's at 9 p.m. as well. Join us. Obviously, we're going to be live. So you can join us on We Are The Cokers. But I would just say, look, just follow his page.
The Sit Down.
The Sit Down. And he's doing all these conversations with different people every week on a Thursday. So please support him and what he's doing. It's absolutely amazing. So we're going to be there on Thursday night, guys. So please join us. It's going to be really, really good. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm nervous, but I'm really looking forward to it. So guys, thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, so next week's show...
Yes.
We are going to be talking to you about...
What are we talking about?
The 40-day. That's all I'm going to call it. The 40-day.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, babes.
The 40-day.
See, I just let her do the introduction of the topic.
The 40-day.
Because I know what we should be talking about based on our schedule and our plan. But
what do you mean?
Come on.
The 40-day.
Yeah, but we're going to call it something else.
No, the 40-day.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So that they have
the 40-day.
Mrs. Coker
Come
has
in
spoken.
And then we'll tell you about what the 40-day really is.
All right, guys, we love you. Thank you again.
Bye, guys.
And we will see you on Thursday at 9 p.m. And after that, we'll see you next week, Tuesday. On Tuesday.
Yeah, next week Tuesday we'll see you. And we'll see you on Thursday. This Thursday.
At 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Bless.
Bye, guys.
Bye.